Well, hello again. Thanks for stopping back by. I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time around. And let's have a peek at the NIM webpage. Seriously, we're going to go to the Naoi Meadow Way website and kind of walk through page 1. There's a lot of pages. I bet there's 20 pages to that website. But this is page 1 that you're looking at right here. If you want to go there, it's at www.naoimeadow, that's NAOIMEADOW.org. Just go there and you'll find this page. This is page 1, which starts with a banner up at the top that says Naoi Meadow Way. Okay, picture of Jesus on the left there and some trees and a nice forest over here on the right. And the title says, when it comes to religion in your life, do you have that old pioneer spirit? The very fact that you stopped by here makes you a bit of a pioneer. So welcome. It's interesting that you were curious enough about our project to check it out, for it suggests that you must have inherited some of that same wanderlust and spirit of adventure that compelled so many of our stout-hearted forebears to leave behind the comforts of their old life, whether back in the old country, across the ocean, or across mountains and prairies in their old civilized neighborhood back east, and inspired them to strike out in search of something new and different. Their reasons varied, but there was nearly always a shared element that bound them together into a family, a sense that they were not alone, that someone or something unseen was right there looking out after them. It was that shared religious bond that kept their hopes alive and their spirits high and pushed them onwards through adversity, apprehension, and misery in pursuit of a dream. One of the first things the pioneers did was to build a new church. More often than not, the change that they were looking for was spiritual. Their attempt to practice their religion had not been working well back in the homeland, and they desperately wanted to find a place where they could worship in peace, in their own way, freely and openly. So, pioneers they became. And in a sense, that's what the Naoi Meadow Way is about as well. And once we get it going, it's going to be a throwback to those bygone days when every little town and hamlet had a simple wooden or rock church with stained glass windows, a steeple, and a bell that woke the faithful on Sunday morning and beckoned them to the service. As back then, our congregation will be tiny, no more than a couple of dozen friends and neighbors. But the scope of our vision is way more than that. It begins with a lifestyle centered around pastoral simplicity, beauty, and tranquility, which we call the Naoi Meadow Way. And it goes on to embrace old-fashioned Christian values, a genuine concern for the greater good, and stewardship of nature and the earth. And most exciting of all, it involves a genuine love for Jesus, the simple teacher from Nazareth, and what we believe was to have been his true, full message. Yeah, you've arrived at a place where few have gone before. But that's only because we're just getting it started. Welcome aboard. Does your life need less noise, chaos, and craziness? Could it use more soft music, birds, and trickling waters? Well, you're just in time to help us start a quaint, quiet, Jesus-inspired village right here. Let's delve into some of the things that the NIM is all about. Scroll down the page and we wind up down here. See these little pictures up here? They kind of tell a little bit of a story in terms of what the Naoi Meadow Way is all about. A picture of the old farmhouse in the stream there and the deer. And then you have kind of like an old house on the prairie here with an old, looks like a grain silo over here in the old house. And then, of course, this is Sound of Music. We all know that. Julie Andrews singing songs out there. And it says, it's like living a Cinderella, Sound of Music, or a Little House on the Prairie kind of village life, but where the religion is New Age-ish, spiritual, and contemplative. So, as we go along here, see if any of this sounds like an idea whose time has come. Maybe something you've been looking for in your life. The message we teach. Let's read this together. It says, the right life is the goal to which every NIM member, try saying that 3 times in a row. NIM member. Okay, let's start over. The right life is the goal to which every NIM member and their family should aspire. It means not just being healthy, happy, and successful, but putting others' needs and the common good ahead of one's own selfish desires. We teach that deeds and works do matter, that to whom much is given, much is required. It also means keeping one's home a sanctuary from the chaos and misguided value systems so prevalent in today's increasingly corrupt society. Before we allow something into our home, we should ask, would Jesus approve? Be a person of goodwill and of good nature. Laugh a lot and keep a smile all day long. Be nice to everyone around you. Be humble. Be a steward of the earth, nature, and all living things. Be on a level above the crassness of your mainstream, lesser-inspired coworkers and neighbors. Improve the world in every way you can, and avoid all unsavory things that are beyond your control. In other words, live by the serenity prayer. You remember that, right? Be like Jesus. He was a healer and a consoler, and we should be too. When someone needs advice or help, be their Jesus. It's our mission to pick up where he left off and continue his ministry here on earth. Learn all you can about his original, unadulterated message. Heed his invitation to walk with him in his meadow and strive to emulate him. Do unto others as you would hope that Jesus would do unto you. The finer points of NIM doctrine. Well, a new NIM member embarking on the adventure will immediately discover to their surprise why we call it an adventure. There are hundreds of little ins and outs that make our approach unique and exciting. Here's one example. We believe that things throughout the universe come in threes, and we call them trines. There are literally dozens of them. One of the most common, for instance, is the trine of positive nature, peace, beauty, and life. You will learn, as you get further into the NIM experience, to become God's stewards of those things and to keep them sacred in your home. But that's just one. There's also the trine of the mysteries, the trine of harmony, the trine of misery, the trine of the temps, and so on. And there are many, many others. As a student of NIM, you'll also learn about the magic place in our dreams that we call Idyllion. And you'll also learn about all the other things that we take seriously and try to incorporate into our practice and daily lives. Like how to imagine like a child, and why we suspect that the biblical description of Jesus may be wrong. The GUTT, and how it became GOD. What we mean by refined Christianity, and why we encourage homeschooling. What we mean when we say that the eccentric minority should always humbly defer to the prevailing majority. Whether it's best to enforce laws harshly or leniently. What are NIMBYs and INDIES? And what do they have to do with Jesus? Why we condemn narcissism and hubris and over-reliance on technology. Why buildings should only be so tall and vehicles only so loud. Why Christmas, for us, lasts twice as long as for other Christians. Why Luke is so important that we named our church after him. What is the right life? And what's in it for us? How do we achieve it? These are the sort of details that are explained in the Catechism of NIM, the learning process that leads you through the gate and into that glorious meadow where Jesus walks with his followers. But that process actually can begin online right now with the friendly assistance of our fearless guide, Frith Rito. Never heard of Frith Rito? Check it out. That's a link you'll notice right there. In between playing and singing old pop songs, his other great passion, he founded the Naoi Meadow Way as a way to express his own personal Jesus-inspired lifestyle. And he's always eager to share his vision, along with some guitar picking and piano plunking music videos as well, through his series of thought-provoking audio lessons and videos and podcasts. You can listen to them in bed at night or driving to and from work. And you're almost certain to find them fun and inspiring. Frith Rito. I wonder who that could be. Hey, let's wrap this thing up for right now, and we'll get together and talk some more at a later time, all right? You have a wonderful day, and may God bless you.